said get out. I said run. I'm gonna go back.
Oh my gosh, what was that?
All right, we are standing on a hill between Peru and Wabash, Indiana. Now this hill is usually trapped in a thick, unnatural fog. They call this HOOKMAN'S Cemetery, or also known as Tillet Cemetery. This is supposed to be the resting place of a murderer whose soul was left restless after they disturbed his grave. People would say they get chased off of this hill every night. Let's see for next. All right. We are making our way now up the hill of this trail. When I say we, I got my wife with me, the better half, so enjoy this because she don't get in these videos very often, so I like to have her in here, but she is with me. So we're on our way to the cemetery. It's sun's starting to set. So we're gonna see what we can find out here. We're gonna do a little bit of investigation. I got a few little tools we're gonna use, so I'm gonna turn you around here and show you the trail we're walking. Now right now it's pretty clear. A lot of people say this gets overgrown really bad in the summertime, so I wanted to get out here before everything bloomed for the year. Again, this is officially known as Tillet Cemetery, but they call it HOOKMAN'S Cemetery due to the legends that are here. And here is, like I said, it's officially known as Tillet Cemetery. There's our sign. We got a little grave, looks like it's sitting outside of the cemetery.
18.
John Reese.
80.
Yeah, December 2nd, 1880. Buried here, gravesite unknown. Okay, so it's just a marker commemorating Mr. John Reese, whoever that is. I don't know off the top of my head. All right, before we go in the cemetery, and I don't think this has ever been shown on any video I've seen of Tillet Cemetery, we're going to take a look at this. Whatever this was at one time, some kind of structure. You can see nature has reclaimed it.
Yeah, it looks like some type of foundation.
Yeah, like maybe there's a basement or something, or crawl space.
That's what it looks like.
It's full of water now, a bunch of bricks down there, but I don't know what this was. Like I said, if anybody's watching us from this area and knows what this was at one time, please comment below. I'd like to know, because I have no clue. I just know for a fact I've never seen this on any video of this place. All right, we are getting ready to go in the cemetery. It is definitely on a hill, isn't it?
Yeah, that's definitely a steep hill.
Definitely unfortunately, it looks like a pretty much neglected site, which I don't think this is probably taken care of anymore. I think it's probably a good thing we come out when we did.
That's kind of sad, really.
It really is. I mean, because these are people's lives and family members. I say we go down this way and take a look first, and then work our way back up that way. Yeah, it always makes me a little sad when I see cemeteries like this in disarray. You know, it's like, do the family members even come out here anymore?
Well, I mean, who's to say any of the family is still living?
Yeah, because here's a date right here. Look, 1876. I mean, these things are, you know, darn near, what, 150 years old?
Yeah.
I don't see any kind of modern looking marker.
No.
Everything's got that ancient look to it. Infantry. Jacob, I think that says Henkle or Henkle. I'm not for sure what that says.
This is 1888.
That's actually pretty legible for the other condition of most of the stones.
Yeah, that was in 1888.
Yeah. There's one laying over against the post over there. That is sad. I mean, who knows? That grave could have been over here and just placed over there because nobody knew where it went, you know?
Yeah, that makes me sad.
It looks like maybe an old row markers right here.
Yeah.
Going down. I don't see anything else down this way. Oh, wait a minute. Well, there's some more down here. Wow, this is pretty wild. These look like they're fairly newer ones here. We're going to go down and take a look at these. Wow. Okay. Show Walder. I can't make out the date on that or anything. I'm not sure. Age 50 maybe? Okay, this is 1890. These look newer, but they're not really new.
Ouch. Ooh.
I mean,
That's
that looks like a newer, that looks like a
thorn
newer,
bush there,
looks like
huh?
a newer marker, but it's not new.
Well, what was the date?
1890. Now they could have replaced it, obviously, because those are newer looking markers, but the date on it's 1890, so. I don't see anything else over here. There might be some over here piled up. Yeah, there's some like hidden in the jungles over here.
Yeah, it's kind of, some of those are thorny.
Yeah, it's yeah, I definitely could see where looks like a trail, deer trail out of here. You would not want to be out here in the middle of July.
No.
Because I can tell you right now, they do not take care of this property. Unfortunately, I can tell nobody's out here mowing or weeding or anything like that, but they got some markers laying over here. Wow, look at this. Banks, 1891. Wow. That's sad. That was probably standing at one time.
Wow.
Look at the size of that tombstone.
1800 to 1891. That's 91 years old. That's pretty good for that time.
Yeah, it seems like when you see it that old, the ages aren't really old. You know, they're anywhere from 40 to 50 years old normally. Now here's a bunch more that are laying down, damaged. This one looks like somebody's tried to patch it. Right here, 1881. Then you got these here. No, can't read any of it, broken. Yeah, that is really depressing. And that's looking out the entrance there from inside of the cemetery. Yeah, see, a lot of these ain't even readable. They're broken, they're busted.
Sad.
Yeah. I mean, that was probably a nice monument one time right there before it fell over. Here we got another soldier, 1851.
46th Regiment, 18
Brigade. Yeah, wow. They're all Heiners here. It must junior, and it must. Huh. So here's some newer looking markers over this way.
Yeah. Well, this is sad. Look at all these are just all.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I remember, if I did a little research, I think there's like 153 markers out here, or grave sites out here in this area. So, to kind of put that in perspective, it doesn't look like that but it's just so many destroyed, missing, you know, laying everywhere. It's probably hard to see. But yeah, you can tell these are newer stones here, even though the age is still pretty old on them.
1900s, actually.
Yeah, 1914.
1933.
Yeah, that's the newest one we've had, isn't it?
And there's a 1933.
Okay, this is William Rader, and that's Edward Rader. So we've got a Rader family over here. Yeah, you can't really read that one. That was probably a really nice marker in its day. Just can't read it now. A couple more laying there, several laying there. There's some more marker monuments, pedestals. There's pedestals down here. There's even more pedestals right back there. See them?
Yeah, that's...
Wow.
What an odd place to put them. Or to build a cemetery. I don't know, to make a cemetery.
And I'll give you just a quick little rundown of where a lot of the folklore comes from, that people are out here and they give it the name HOOKMAN'S Cemetery instead of just Tillet Cemetery. You know, every town has its legends when it comes to things like that. So, like I said, yeah, we're literally on top of a hill. This sits between Peru and Wabash, kind of ironic on Old Lover's Lane Road and off of 24, US 24. But they said back in the day, there was a serial killer and everybody called him Hookman. I guess he used to stalk these lovers' lanes in Peru around here on foggy nights looking for couples to attack. And they said when he finally died, they buried him here. Unknown exactly where he was buried, but I guess the people of the town did not like the idea of a murderer being resting near their families and loved ones here, so they actually dug him up and moved him somewhere else. And where they moved to has never been disclosed. So ever since they disturbed that grave, they said his soul hasn't been quiet and he roams this area and haunts. They said when there's a fog here, usually at night, sometimes people see him actually in the fog. They hear footsteps, like when it's like they're following him down the pathways. Some even said that they've been claimed to have been chased out of here and chased back to their cars. So some people say they even seen like apparitions of him maybe possibly even standing in the fog. So that's kind of a brief rundown of how this got to be called HOOKMAN'S Cemetery. You know, it's kind of like every town has a Hookman legend, I guess.
It seems to, at least.
And it has to do usually with the woods, or always used like with couples. I love, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, okay, we're going to probably just do a little bit of, I'm going to bring up EMF. I guess got a couple things. We're going to turn them on and see if we get anything out here. It's not quite dark yet, but we're going to see what we can, if we can get anything to speak with us or make contact with us. So let's see what we can do here. All right, we're back here. I've got the spirit box going here, see if we hear anything. I've also got my EMF meter here showing one green light means there's nothing out of the ordinary here right now. So we're gonna walk around this here in a little bit. So is there anybody out here with us? Is there a Hookman out here? My name is Chad. Can you tell me your name? I said get out.
What?
I heard to get out.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that.
Are you wanting us to get out? I said run. Are we in danger if we stay here? We don't mean no harm. We're just here to visit you and pay our respects. Well, I heard get out and run.
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
No names. I didn't hear any names, but it did sound like I said get out and run, but I didn't get any names or anything like that. But you never know what you're going to get with these. Like I said, it's just random, whatever. If a spirit wants to talk and break the frequency, they're going to say whatever they want to say. But get out and run isn't something you really want to hear.
No.
You know, but
Not really.
no. But that's part of the game. But we're going to walk around a little bit. We're going to keep this with me, move it around, see if this thing spikes anywhere else around here, and hope for the best. We're gonna walk around just a little bit. We're not gonna go too far. It's gonna see if we can. I'm gonna go back.
Oh my gosh, what was that?
Wow.
Something like
That was a
fell
semi.
or-
That was a semi or something on the highway there.
Oh my word, that's very
Yeah,
loud.
that was very loud.
Scared me. That scared me.
I know the camera picked that up. Okay, we're still green. Yeah, that was a little unexpected. That when you hear noise like that, it's always unexpected.
Well, yeah, it was very loud.
I hear dogs in the background. We're gonna kind of just run it around. I'm not getting anything on the meter. Nothing's pegging or anything. It's staying in 1 bar green. So at this point in time, there is nothing that we are seeing.
I feel like at night or when it's overgrown, this would be a very creepy place. Just the look of it
Yeah.
in general.
The fact it's on a hill, it just gives it a whole different creepiness. Yeah.
I mean, just like all the trees are like real, I don't know. Just looks like a very creepy place.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it was overgrown, it would be super dark in here, number one, because you've got all these trees. All this would be covered with leaves and got some big trees here. It would be very dark in here. Very, very hard to see. Yeah, nothing on the EMF meter at all. So we're gonna try an EVP session here and see if we can get anybody to talk to us that way. Okay, we are starting another EVP session before we leave. Again, is there anyone in here with us? If there are, how many of you are here? My name is Chad. This is Leslie. Do you have a name? Is there a real hookman here? If so, why do you stay here? All right, that'll end this recording session now. Okay, now we are going to play this back. Okay, we are starting another EVP session before we leave. Again, is there anyone in here with us? If there are, how many of you are here? My name is Chad. This is Leslie. Do you have a name?
I thought I heard something in the background.
Did you?
Very faintly.
Is there a real hookman here? If so, why do you stay here? All right, that'll end this recording session now.
Right after you said, do you have a name or something?
We are starting another EVP session before we leave. Again, is there anyone in here with us? If there are, how many of you are here? My name is Chad. This is Leslie. Do you have a name?
Okay, I think it might have been the road noise.
Is there a...
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely some road noise in
Yeah.
here that, like I said, could probably play It just felt like almost like heavy breathing or something.
Right, yeah, it sounded like something, but then after you played it back,
I do believe that we're probably getting some highway interference from that. Like I said, that's one thing. If you do come out here and want to do these kind of things, just be aware of that. You're probably gonna get a lot of road noise because you've got a major highway literally 150 yards from here, so it's pretty loud through that way. So, well, what did you think for your first time at HOOKMAN'S Cemetery?
Like I said, I think it would be very creepy if it was dark and, I mean, completely dark and more overgrown than what it is. I mean, it's creepy as it is, but it probably would be more creepy. And then the fact that you thought you might have heard someone say, "Get out and run." I really did.
I really did on that. And then, and then shortly after that, I heard "run." So
yeah. So I feel like it's time to leave.
That's not reassuring words you want to hear, whether spirits or not, you know. But hey, we came out here. We saw it. We tested some of the legend again. So we'll leave that to your interpretation and whether you feel about it, whether you think it's real or not. Like I said, I mean, this is definitely it's definitely a place to come out and probably do a really good deep investigation on at night. But again, like I said, we've stressed it several times, do it very early in the year or very late in the year before all the growth comes in, because in the middle of summer this place is going to be unbearable because it's obvious nobody's coming in here and cleaning up and mowing it and taking care of it, unfortunately. So that's probably the big issue with this. So.
That I feel like, you know, it's so uneven, it's like you could trip.
Yeah, that's
hurt yourself
a whole other thing. That's a whole other thing. Yeah, safety issues. If you don't know where you're going, you could easily slip, hit, trip, and fall. I mean, because some of those hills we're back that way were fairly steep.
Right.
So you definitely don't want to do that. They're steep down that way. So, but yeah, we appreciate y'all coming out. Hope you enjoyed it. So if you like these kind of spooky little things, be sure to check this video out here. It's another great one. I'll see you there. Have a great day.